Drop it! Drop the gun! Drop it!
Hi everyone, Donut here. Our story today is one of the most insane, butt-puckering, are you out of your mind moments that we've seen in a while.
And this time, I mean it.
We're talking about a guy in Seattle. Yes, that's Seattle, where even the pigeons do fent. This guy's walking down the street just casually pointing a gun at passing cars right next to an elementary school. You can't do that. And then he marches straight towards the officers as they're screaming for him to drop the gun. Not only does he ignore their commands, he gets about 15 feet away from them and then lowers his gun like he's charging up for a video game special attack. Points it directly at the cops. And if you've ever wondered what a real life oh hell no moment looks like, here it is. But we've also got a grappler and a Waymo robo-taxi that confidently drives right into the middle of a felony arrest. But first, a word from our sponsor. Our sponsor for this video is Manscaped. Do you want that special man in your life to have smooth balls? Of course you do. That's where Manscaped comes in.
I have shaved balls. Look what it gets you.
Well, good thing Manscaped just came out with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Spicy Latinas love it. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Groin and body hair trimmer. Ball aftercare. With the Crop Soother and the Crop Preserver. The Soother is aftershave lotion. And the Preserver is ball deodorant, so your balls smell good. No one likes stinky balls. And you get a couple of free gifts with the Performance 5.0 Ultra package for your package. And the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag, which travels with me everywhere. The holidays are here, and this is a perfect gift for any man in your life, especially a hairy man in your life. Guess what? You can get 15% off your purchase by going to manscaped.com and using the code DONUT. That's right, 15% off of the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. Just go to manscaped.com and use the code DONUT. December 2nd, 2024 at around 8 p.m. in Vancouver, Washington. Officers are investigating a break-in and a freshly stolen vehicle, which of course has a handgun inside of it.
Great.
A short time later, officers spot the vehicle at a Starbucks parking lot. They believe the suspect is still inside of the vehicle. With the risk of flight extremely high, they go ahead and call a couple more units in. And friends, this is where our hero enters the story. That's right, the grappler. For anyone new here, the grappler is a device that hooks onto the front of a patrol car. It sits on the bumper, it lowers down, it's like a nylon rope net. It comes up behind the car, the wheel gets wrapped around it, and it kills your getaway vehicle. It grabs your tire and locks it up. Let's watch the magic. The patrol car closes distance, lines up perfectly behind the suspect, stabilizes, and it grapples. It hooks the back driver's side tire with perfect accuracy. The suspect then tries to pull into an exit, which is adorable, because unless she plans on towing a police cruiser across state lines, she's cooked, chat. She does think that the smartest thing to do in this situation is to throw her vehicle in reverse and hit another patrol car. Not even the grappler car, just a random one that's there. Spreading damage around like she's playing on sandbox mode, getting all them wanted stars. And then she tries to speed off again, which is amazing because she's grappled. You can't escape. You are physically attached to the government now. This is your life. You have to live with it. When her vehicle eventually stops because science demands it, two other officers swoop in. One pins the front end, one pins the side of the vehicle. They box her in like lions surrounding world's dumbest water buffalo. The suspect finally gives up. They take her into custody, and she is currently facing multiple felonies for hitting those two police cars and driving like a person who's failed at life. But the MVP, that would be the glorious, magnificent grappler. Now let's move on to something somehow even dumber. A robot trying to participate in a gunpoint arrest. My favorite place on earth, Los Angeles, California, December 3rd, 2025 at around 3:40 a.m. Police are in the middle of a high-risk felony arrest in downtown Los Angeles. You got guns drawn, you got a suspect face down on the pavement, multiple police cruisers blocking the roads with their lights on, helicopters overhead. It's basically a giant neon sign that says, "Do not enter." What does this dirty f***ing clanker do? Yeah, R2F you, I'm talking about one of your cousins over here. I know that you have a cute little cowboy hat now, but you're still a filthy black clanker, which is why it's hilarious that a Waymo self-driving taxi just rolls into view. It's basically saying, "Hello, I am here for my scheduled stop at the crime scene." This thing just casually turns left at a red light, getting inches away from an armed suspect being arrested. One of the officers literally yells, "Go left, go left." And Waymo, the billion-dollar AI marvel, hears that and says, "I think I'll do the opposite, officer." It starts to slow down and looks like it's parallel parking into this felony arrest before deciding to just roll through the crime scene like nothing's happening. The passengers inside are probably Googling, "Can I get out of a moving Waymo?" LAPD says that it didn't affect any of the tactics that they were trying to do there on that crime scene, and it only lasted about 15 seconds. Those were the most insurance adjuster summoning 15 seconds imaginable. But if you think that's the worst thing that Waymo has done recently, let's talk about the dog. Earlier this week, a Waymo hit a small unleashed dog while the passenger was screaming for it to stop. Waymo hits a dog in San Francisco, reigniting safety debate. And just before that, a Waymo ran over someone's pet cat.
Beans, you might want to watch out for this dirty clanker. He's staring you down right now.
So in summary, Waymo will stop for a cardboard box. Waymo will stop for a traffic cone. But police officers pointing their gun at someone they're arresting, a dog or a cat, no. Full speed ahead, danger is temporary, this route is permanent. LAPD is even wasting resources by having a 24/7 hotline just for Waymo incidents. I mean, which is kind of funny. What does the operator say? Do you need help with police, fire, ambu, or Waymo? All right, enough robot chaos. Let's get into a shooting because that's what we do around here. We're going to Seattle where a human being holding a gun walks towards officers like he's auditioning for a Terminator movie. He's going to be the new R2000, R standing for Reed. Seattle, Washington, December 2nd, 2025, around 1:30 p.m. Oh man, you know what I had completely forgotten about? Do you remember the autonomous zone there in Seattle? It was some type of Black Lives Matter protest, and the cops let them get away with it for weeks, where they just had their own little lawless city, and they even had like roaming security guards who ended up shooting a black teenager. I made a bunch of videos on it back in the day. Go check those out. That was about 5 years ago. Anyway, Seattle's a fucking shithole. I was just there recently for a wedding. I almost hate it as much as Los Angeles. So what happened recently in Seattle? 911 gets a call that there's a guy walking around with a gun. He's just waving it at passing cars. Here's a chunk of one of the phone calls.
Hey, you guys better send somebody quick, man. There's a dude walking up the hill. He's walking up a fellow up Rainier from Rainier, and he got a gun. He got a gun in his hand, and he just pointed at everybody that drive by.
Responding officers head to 42nd Avenue South and Othello Street. Security cam footage shows what they're about to see, which is a suspect casually strolling down the sidewalk with a gun in his hand, holding it like it's just his latte. When officers arrive, dash cam captures this moment.
Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop the gun!
They pull up head on to the suspect. The suspect just ignores every single command. They just keep walking forward. It was slow, steady, and unsettling to everyone there. Even worse, he's walking towards an elementary school area. Officers have seconds, not minutes. He's initially holding the gun at kind of a 90-degree angle, pointing it at the sky. But then he gets about 15 feet away from the officers. That's when he drops the barrel and points it directly at the officers. And then guess what happens?
Drop it!
Even after hitting the ground and having a couple of 5.56 and 9mm bullets inside of his body, he lifts the gun once again, pointing it at the officers. A single, extremely well-placed shot ends the threat. We call those one-taps around here. That decision and that accuracy likely saved the officers' lives. Our bystanders are the kids at the elementary school. Now let's switch to the second angle so you can see exactly where that second shot came in. That well-placed one-tap from a rifle. Once the suspect is secure, officers do what they always do. They render aid to a guy who was just trying to kill them. But I'm assuming that one shot that made him go super limp was right in his face. So he died at the scene. Oh no. A few stray rounds hit a nearby apartment building, shattering glass and slightly injuring a bystander, but no officers were wounded and no one died that day except for the piece of shit suspect. Because of Washington state law, the entire investigation is being handled by an independent investigatory team from the county sheriff's office. So more details will come as the investigation progresses. And that wraps it up for today. We saw a grappler save the day, a Waymo trying to cosplay as a patrol car, filthy clankers, and officers in Seattle forced into a split-second fight for their lives. You boys stay safe out there. I can't wait to see y'all on the Unsub live show coming up. I think we're doing New Jersey and Boston this weekend. Check out my streams, or my second channel, Donut Operator TV, or go to donutoperator.com to get some super sweet merch, or follow me on every other social media platform. Pepperbox.tv is where you can go to see my uncensored videos and a bunch of exclusives from my friends and I. Until next time, please have a fantastic day.
Backer.